stuff in the torture chamber in the first movie, it's about intensity of atmosphere. You don't get scared making a horror film, but intensity of atmospheres communicate. The day that Andy Robinson was being set up to be ripped to pieces, everybody, there was a kind of hush all over the set when the final, you know, he had all the big chains in, and then they put the prosthetics on, and the little hooks and chains being attached. Andy was loving every second of it. So those, what I call the theatre of death scene in Hellraiser 3, when Joey goes back to the nightclub, and she comes into the room, and I've set up the audience of dead people for her, and I come round from the back, the suffering of strangers, the agony of friends, that scene certainly stands out very much. The frustrations were always the big sequences that got compromised because they didn't allocate enough time. So the transformation from Pinhead into human in Hellbound, there were about 3 or 4 stages of regressive makeup that had been planned and had been made at expense, and Jeff had them all already for us to do this. We just didn't have time, so it was beginning and end with a bit of computer graphics thrown on top. The same thing happened with the degenerative aging of Pinhead in Bloodline. Again, there were lots of stages of that makeup that really didn't get seen. In Bloodline, I was supposed to not fly, but Pinhead was supposed to be seen on the ceiling, flat against the ceiling. When we get to film it, they haven't thought about it. There's a bit of ceiling on the set. It's not big enough really to sell it, and they haven't thought about anything to hold my legs to the ceiling. More importantly, I say to them, well, okay, but I'm wearing a skirt. So you can attach me to the ceiling. My skirt is hanging down here. We haven't thought about that. To which my response really always is, it's your damn job to think about that. It's not, I've thought about it. It's, when I get my throat cut in Hellbound, in the standoff with Dr. Channard, nobody ever notices what happens in that shot. Does anybody know what I'm talking about? It's a piece of Pinhead's costume that disappears. We come on set, and I said, how exactly are we going to shoot this? Well, prosthetic. No, I understand that. I've got the prosthetic piece on, and it basically the split is already there. Then it's put together with mortician's wax, with tubes already set in, which run round the back of my neck, and then the special effects guys are behind me with blood pumps, pumping the blood up. And when I throw my head back, the mortician's wax gives way, and if the timing is right, at exactly that same moment, the blood runs and pours out of the cup. I said, no, I understand all of that, but we have a problem. Really? What? Pinhead has a collar that goes right up to his chin and completely covers his neck. You can't cut my throat. Oh. We didn't think of that. So they got a pair of scissors and they cut the collar off the costume. So next time you watch Hellbound, watch for it. I have a collar, and I turn to look at Channard, and we cut to Channard, you cut back to me, and the collar's on. those things are always frustrating. You know, stuff that you were really looking forward to that then gets lost.
It's last minute.
Always the last minute chase, the last minute rush. And it is something I did have an increasing sense of frustration about. All directors will do this. They will spend hours filming a scene between two humans, or one of the leads opening and closing a door, or making a telephone call. They'll get 17 takes on it. And when it comes down to what I would have thought in a horror film is a major scene involving Pinhead, or with Spencer, they want to rush it. And I never quite understood that. There are always frustrations. It goes back to I think it was your question about control over what you're doing. It's always, there's always a problem. There's always we can't quite do this as we planned. We have to rethink this. Or we're losing the light. We've only got one more shot.
Rushing is bad.
Rushing is bad, but time is money.
That's right.
Movies. That's the way movies happen.